Welcome to episode 86 of the Family Geekery podcast. I'm Amber.
I'm Danny.
And I'm Chris.
And today we're talking about my jam, Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
Your jam.
My jam.
Nice. Finally, right?
Finally.
Finally.
We wanted to wait till the TV show was over.
Don't say that. There's still no announcements for season 2.
Complete.
Don't say it's over.
It could be over.
Well, it's not like Disney to start something and not finish it, is it?
Don't say that.
It's not like Google who creates something really cool and then makes it disappear.
What?
Like almost every product they've ever made.
They still rocking with the Google Pixel.
I mean, services like Google Meets, whatever their social platform was.
Oh.
Google Meets is
Hangouts.
gone?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
But Percy Jackson is still here for now.
PJO. But I guess first we gotta talk about Geeky Weeks, huh?
Geeky Weeks.
Thank you, Danny. Why don't you start?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Well, I watched the finale, or the season finale of Percy Jackson a few days ago. Get more into that later.
Great foreshadowing.
Surprise! It's Percy Jackson week.
Way to leave the audience in suspense.
I've been playing my Disney Magic Kingdom still. And that's about it. My geeky weeks have been lame. School in the way.
Lame weeks.
Yeah. It's my new jingle.
It does sound lame.
Well, you almost got me beat.
What, you done nothing?
Not a whole lot. I've been busy more so on the YouTube stuff and building computers than I have been on the playing computers part. I did get to play with a pretty cool old piece of tech that I just did a video on that just got published, I think, today. But it was an old handheld from 2013 that is like a controller with a screen built onto it, and it was Android based, plays video games.
Like the Switch before the Switch?
More so like the PlayStation Portal.
PlayStation Portal?
Or the Switch, yeah. Have you seen the PlayStation Portal?
You're not talking about the PSP.
No, but it's kind of like that too. Here, I'll just show it to you so you can understand. Ta-da!
Whoa.
What the heck?
Yeah.
It's like a DS, but with like a controller.
And no D. Just S.
Wait.
This is great content for an audio podcast.
Yeah. What does DS stand for?
Dual screen? Are you
Oh.
kidding me?
I'm glad I wasn't the only one.
That completely passed both of you by?
Uh-huh.
I
I
mean,
thought it was just called a DS.
I didn't question it.
This is awesome.
Why is the Nintendo Switch called a Switch?
Tupperware.
That one I know. That one I can figure out. It's because you can switch it from handheld to docked on the console.
Why is the Wii called the Wii?
Does it have a reason?
When you play games, you go, Wii.
It was originally supposed to be called the Revolution.
Because you spin while playing it?
I don't know. I think it was just a cool term at the time. But their target audience had troubles pronouncing that word.
So they picked Wii.
So they call it the Wii. Everybody can pronounce Wii.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's about it. Making some videos, building some computers, playing with some old tech.
Nice.
And teaching my daughters what DS stands for.
Yep.
How was that the console I grew up on most, and I didn't know that? How did I spend like 12 years of my life playing DS games?
Imagine a DS Switch. Like 2 switches clamshelled together.
Don't give Nintendo any more ideas.
about 3? How about the TS? The Nintendo
They need
TS.
to learn how to make a Joy-Con that doesn't suck before they do anything else.
Yeah, they aren't great.
No.
The Switch 2 will have better Joy-Cons.
Ugh. We can hope.
All right, you're up, Amber.
It's not been a very exciting week for me either. I've been watching some Grey's Anatomy, starting that over, and I got Pal World. I know it's probably not going to last very long before Nintendo sends them, lawsuits, but I had a lot of fun with it when I was playing it a little bit. So
You're done?
no, I'm not done.
You're saying that in the past tense.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking about the future when it doesn't exist anymore. But
I hope that doesn't happen.
I hope that doesn't happen either.
That'd be ugly.
I honestly feel like it's different enough. Like, sure, maybe the water penguin is like, looks a lot like Piplup, but can you turn Piplup into a gun? No.
What?
But I don't know. Maybe we could play together because you have it on Game Pass.
Game Pass, yeah.
I've not heard of this game.
Still haven't played it yet.
You haven't heard of Pal World?
No.
Well, it's very similar to Ark, I've heard. The dinosaur game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's supposed to be more of a survival game.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult. At least, I decided to try to attack level 30 Pokemon. Or not Pokemon, they're not Pokemon, they're pals. I tried to attack level 30 pals when I had a club. A wooden club, and I'm hitting a giant pal, and it one-shot me. So.
I do have a Pal World story.
Okay.
I met a super cool couple, little family, yesterday. Contacted me, needed a computer for gaming. Okay. And so I was selling a computer. They needed a computer. So I went and met up with them, and it was this dude comes out. He's like, "You Chris?" I'm like, "Yep, I'm Chris." And then out of the passenger seat comes his wife, and she's like so excited that her husband is going to have a computer because she's got a computer and she's got Pal World.
Aww.
And she wanted him to have a computer so that she could play with him. And then out pops this kid, maybe, I don't know, 10 years old or so. I'm like, "Hey, you going to get to play too?" And the mom's like, "Not until he learns how to use a computer." I'm like, "That's cool." Yeah. Teach the kid computer literacy first and then get into games.
Nice.
But she was so hyped to get this computer so that they could start playing, co-op or whatever.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
Aw.
They drove all the way from like an hour away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's because everybody knows I got the goods.
You got the goods. That reminds me of the little kid. That reminds me of a game theory video that Matt Pat did a couple weeks ago. We're nearing the end of Matt Pat's time on game theory, but he did a video on how to teach kids how to play video games, like start with just like one button and then like move, add difficulty here and there. And so I don't know, that just made me think of that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
My generation evolved into gaming. You just got thrust into it.
Yeah.
True.
And you adapted quickly.
I mean, there were a lot of kid-friendly games when we were growing up.
Jumpstart.
Yeah.
Peekaboo.
My little Disney Princess platformer on the dual screen. Anyways, this is a Percy Jackson episode.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So, season 1 concluded last week. What'd you guys think? Because for once, we actually all watched the entire show. Usually
That's a first for me.
we do like an episode on something. We watch the first 2 episodes, and then drop it. But we all watched all of Percy Jackson.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
What was it, 8 episodes?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Are we giving like overall?
Yeah, overall
thoughts?
I'm interested in what you thought as a non-book reader.
As a non-Percy Jackson book reader, or just a non-book reader in general?
Both.
That was kind of I'm being bullied. Being bullied by my daughter because she knows how to read and I'm illiterate. Well, I'll tell you.
Okay.
2 thumbs up.
Nice.
That's my generation's way of saying it was cool.
Okay.
Whatever those kids are saying these days.
Because
it was fire.
Because when I was watching it, I was like, obviously I'm really excited, and all of the other people who read the books are really excited. But watching it, I didn't know how people who didn't grow up as giant fans of the books, I didn't know how they would receive it. Because it's a good show, but I didn't know if it was like good enough to like capture everybody.
So you're analyzing it on like 3 levels, and I'm analyzing it on 2 levels because you read the book, you saw the movie, now you've seen the show, and I've just seen the movie.
Yeah.
So I'll rely on you to tell me what parts were the same and what parts were different, like the waterbed store.
Yeah.
Like, that was kind of out of nowhere. Like, I didn't know where that was coming from.
Yeah. What about you, Danny? Because you read the books, but years ago.
Yeah. So I read the first book like a long time ago, and I really enjoyed the show, and I definitely forgot some of the things that happened. So like, I don't know many of the differences. I know the last episode had a difference with how Luke's story went out.
Yeah, Darth Vader's not his father for some reason.
But I did see a TikTok because we were talking about like the non-book readers. I saw this TikTok and they made a theory about, because they never read the books, and they made a theory about how Annabeth was the lightning thief because she had the invisible cap, which Luke gave her, I think, or her mom gave her.
Her mom gave her, yeah.
And it was a whole theory about that, and how like she was the friend to betray Percy. And all the comments were like, oh, let them have their fun. Don't ruin it for them.
That's so funny. Yeah, I just reread the book, while watching the show. And so I was like seeing those differences, and it's a lot more, the show is a lot more similar to the book than the movie was. And I don't know. I watched the movie first. That came out first. I watched it before I ever read the books. And I liked the movie so much that I went and asked my parents to buy me the books back in 5th grade. And that's why I read the books, because I liked the movie. And then, I read the books and I'm like, well, the movie kind of, I don't know what this was based on.
Then we had a 5th grader walking around our house going, the book is so much better than the movie. And here I am being like, well, you know what's better about movies? No words. No sentences. It's done in 2 hours.
People can hate on the movie all they want. I will have a soft spot in my heart for the movie always. I was tempted to rewatch the movie, but I know now I will probably dislike it, or I'd have to like just remind myself every single time I'm watching it, it's not the same. It's not the same. Stop, don't compare. But I don't know. If there's one thing that I loved about the movie, is that it was like full of action, and I think they did the relationships well. Like, I don't know. That's just from my memory watching it so many years ago. But the TV show, I liked how similar it was to the book. Obviously, there were some small differences and some a little bit of weird pacing, but yeah, it was good. Like you said, the waterbed scene. Where did that come from? You wouldn't know if you didn't read the book. But I don't know. It was good.
I thought there was the Hollywood sign or something. Does that have any significance, or did I miss that?
Well, the underworld, they do a lot better job of explaining things in the book. Obviously, it's a book. You get infinite time to say what you want to say. But in the book, it was like, oh, the underworld is, with Western expansion and stuff, the underworld is going to go underneath the most corrupt city, which is obviously LA.
Mexico City. Oh.
But yeah. Where all the fun bad stuff happens, that's where the underworld is going to be. So there was a little bit of explanation in the book, and that kind of happened throughout the entire series I saw. It was like I kind of had to explain things because the show wasn't. And if the show was explaining things, it was like in a really weird expository dialogue way. And it was just parts of it were just a little weird because of that, in my opinion. Okay, I'll keep talking. Persebeth.
Persebeth?
Persebeth.
Is that how you ship them?
Yeah, that's Percy and Annabeth. That's their ship name. And I'm sure you've been seeing a lot of the edits, Danny. you texted me at 12 a.m. the other day, I'm on Persebeth TikTok.
Well, I saw one. I was like, oh, that's really cute. And I liked it. And then all of a sudden, my whole For You page is a bunch of different Persebeth edits with Taylor Swift songs and other songs. And
what about that Olivia Rodrigo song, the I'm a feminist, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But things, they don't even start that until a few books later, though.
No, because they're 12.
Exactly.
It's such a weird thing that because obviously I've read the books and seen them grow up and start dating and be almost adults basically and fall in love, and then seeing them start over again, but they're already in that last episode when Annabeth is putting her necklace on Percy. I've seen so many edits of that, and it's
yeah.
But do Walker and Leah know that it's supposed to be a slow burn? What?
Yeah, I thought their relationship went really quickly, because after the arch scene, she ran to hug them and everything, even though before that they were just acquaintances going on a mission together.
Yeah.
Just met hours ago.
Yeah.
One thing that I wish the show did more was just have more Luke in it. Obviously we see Luke in the beginning and he's friends with Percy and training Percy, but in the book, before Percy goes on the quest, he doesn't really talk to Annabeth. He doesn't really talk to Grover. Grover's doing his own thing. He's only talking to Luke. He's only hanging out with Luke. They get really close before Percy goes on the trip, on the quest. And yeah, we do get that flashback in the last episode.
I like those flashbacks. Those were good.
I liked the flashbacks, but I kind of wish they had put that at the beginning so that we kind of started to like Luke more. Because readers of the book, obviously they're oh my gosh, Luke. he's such a cool character and then he's going to turn on us. But like the show, we get Luke in the first episode. We get Luke in the, when they do the Iris message. And then that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Until the end. And also, in the book, Annabeth has a huge crush on Luke, which is so funny. And that, like, also aids in the, like just the awful feeling when Luke is revealed as the traitor.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they had a little bit of, Annabeth and Luke were, like, really close. Luke saved Annabeth's life when she was 7 years old, kind of thing. Like, just more of that backstory.
Yeah.
But
maybe they can bake that into season 2.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
with, like,
they're going to do that.
Talia's story.
Yeah, because, spoiler alert, Thalia becomes a plot point in the next book. So they might go
right
more
now
into
she's
depth.
just a tree.
Right now she's just a tree.
She's just a plot.
She's just a tree.
A plot of land with a tree on
it. But the next thing is kind of all about that tree. So I'm sure they know what they're doing. Rick knows what he's doing. He'll make sure they get it right.
Yeah.
Can we've gotten this far into the podcast, we haven't given opinions on the cast.
Oh, they are phenomenal.
Fantastic.
They are phenomenal. Like Walker Scobell, he is the perfect Percy Jackson. Like, when they cast him, the only thing I knew him from, and I'm pretty sure the only, like, big thing he's done, is that movie with Ryan Reynolds. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even watch that movie with Ryan Reynolds, but, like, he he's acting with Ryan Reynolds and, like, acting at that level. He's a perfect Percy.
Is that the one when he was the smart kid and Ryan Reynolds was the either father or uncle or something?
It was like that weird, like, time travel thing. Either he was young Ryan Reynolds or, like, I don't know. It was that
not the same movie.
It was.
I'm talking about the Chris Evans movie.
I think it was like a Netflix original.
Oh yeah, I'm getting my superheroes mixed up.
And that was a girl.
And that was a girl. You're talking about Gifted?
Yeah, I don't see genders.
What's her name? McKenna Grace?
I really botched that one, huh?
Yeah. She's not Percy.
It's been a long day.
She could be. She has the portfolio for it.
She's got the portfolio for everything.
It would have been funny if she was Annabeth.
She's a little old now. She's like
16,
17 now. If they made the show like a little while ago, she would have been perfect. But yeah. But the rest of the cast is really good.
I like Ares.
Oh my god, Ares is perfect.
Yeah.
I like Lucifer.
Hades?
Yeah, what's his name?
Hades.
Good one.
You knew what I was talking about. That's his street name.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, he was in a TV show I watched called Transition, I think was the name of it. But yeah, he played a good part in that. But he has a very small part in this, but I liked it.
For now.
He's going to come back.
I forget. Probably.
How did the Will and Grace lady come back? I thought she died. I thought she was killed.
Oh, this is explained in the books.
The mom?
No. The
Was she a wraith or something?
Oh.
Fury.
So when monsters are killed, they kind of get sent down to Tartarus, which is the hell of the underworld, basically. When evil things die, they get sent there for a period of time. So, like, the Minotaur is there. You know, the Minotaur in Greek mythology was slain by that one guy who's awful. But then he, Theseus, I think. But then, you know, it's back, obviously. So when monsters are slain, they go down to Tartarus. They chill out there until they're ready to come back, and then they come back. So.
So she was chilling for a couple episodes.
Yeah. And Tartarus is where Kronos is right now. So Kronos was slain, obviously, in the Titan War. All the way back at the beginning of Greek mythology, but he's like trying to come back.
Oh, so was Tartarus the sand pit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So the shoes were supposed to pull Percy down there to give the bolt to Kronos to help him get out.
Got it. Yeah, I followed that.
Yeah. I I love the videos of Arian Grover.
Yeah.
The videos of him singing when he's like 7 years old.
Those are so cute. He's singing
He was
like
such
Bruno
a good
Mars.
singer back in the day. It's adorable, and everybody makes fun of him. It's silly.
And then Ares' daughter,
Clarice.
she was the misdirect, right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
she's just a bully.
So was she in Camp Half-Blood
Yeah,
Yeah.
at the beginning of the show?
Mm-hmm.
she's the one that bullies him in the bathtub. Not the bathtub. What am I saying?
Whoa. Must have missed an episode.
He has his
Toilet.
ways with the water.
When he becomes Supreme Lord of the bathrooms.
Chapter 1.5. I was bullied in the bathtub. So the chapters, each episode was at one of the chapter names in the books.
Yeah.
There was more than 8 chapters.
Yeah, there were more than 8 chapters.
So they just picked the best names, probably.
Yeah, they just had to pick the biggest like plot points. Like some of the chapters were honestly really short and not a whole lot happened.
Like in between New Jersey and St. Louis.
Yeah.
Nothing really happened in the Appalachian Mountains.
Nope.
I guess you only got so much time to see a journey of somebody, taking a train or a cab or whatever they were taking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they couldn't fly. Was that true in the book too? They couldn't fly?
Yeah.
Because of Zeus.
But in the book, they actually do fly from California to New York. Because one of the biggest differences in the show was when they were in the Lotus Hotel, they were there for longer than they were in the book. So when they got out of the Lotus Hotel in the show, it was the day that their mission was due. It was the summer solstice. In the book, they still had a couple of days. So they were able to do what they needed to do, and then they had to fly back quickly and just kind of hope that Zeus wouldn't zap Percy out of the sky. But they had their workaround in the TV show, I guess.
Did they make it back in time in the book?
I think so. I think he made it right on time.
Did he have to talk his way out of a war, or was just returning the bolt good enough?
He did have to talk his way out of the war. In the book, Poseidon was like in the room with Zeus, so Poseidon was kind of helping Percy talk to Zeus. But in the show, they just had Percy talk to him alone.
I like that. That was a good.
Yeah, I
scene.
liked that. I'm kind of sad that we're gonna have a different Zeus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because the actor passed away.
Oh no!
Oh.
Like right after they finished filming.
Oh.
That's tragic.
Yeah. But I mean, there's easy ways to kind of explain that because the gods, I guess, all look different. At least Aphrodite, she appears in like the way that is attractive to the person she's talking to. So
Yeah, I had a question about that. Like how we see the gods, like Lucifer,
Hades.
How is that explained in the books? Like, do they describe them as being human looking and like normal modern time looking, or?
Well, it just sort of depends, and like this is pretty consistent with Greek mythology in general. The gods have that's one thing about Percy Jackson is Rick did his research. He knows a lot about Greek mythology. and he writes it in a way that is very easy to digest for children. But gods have their true form, which we kind of see after Percy fights Ares. They're like, look away, because you can't look at his true form. If a mortal sees a god in their true form, they're just gonna die. Like it just kind of disintegrates them.
Gotcha.
And that's how Dionysus is born. Because a lady gets pregnant from Zeus and is like, hey, let me see your true form. And Zeus is like, you're not gonna like it. And she's like, no, let me do it. And so Zeus kills her by turning into his true form, and then the baby just kind of pops out.
He's like, damn it.
It's a little. There's a couple myths
Not
of
another one.
how Dionysus is born, but like, yeah. So gods can kind of do whatever they want. So in the book, sometimes the gods, like Ares, was the size of a human, and looks like a human. And in the book, Ares had no eyes. He just had like black
the glasses,
like black holes kind of for eyes.
Was he even in the movie?
Ares?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't remember that little plot line.
Yeah. But in the book, when Percy goes to see Hades and when he sees Poseidon and Zeus, they look like humans, but they're like 12 feet tall or something.
Yeah.
And then in the book, like after Percy talks to Poseidon and Zeus leaves, and then Poseidon kind of shrinks down so he can, talk to Percy on like a normal level. So they can do whatever they want.
So when Percy was strolling into the Empire State Building, do you recognize that lobby?
It's the Empire State Building.
Yeah, I mean, you've been there a couple times.
Yeah.
But he's just strolls right up to the security guard.
Yeah.
And apparently the security guard's just supposed to understand what the lightning bolt is.
Yeah.
Like
what if he didn't know?
He's completely cognizant of the fact that there is Mount Olympus on top of this building.
Well, yeah, like in the book, Percy's like, I need to go to the 600th floor. And the guard's like, oh, what are you talking about? We don't have 600 floors. And he's like, I need to go to the 600th floor. I need to speak to Zeus. And the guy's like, Zeus? What are you talking about? And then like Percy's like, oh, is this just like a normal human? Like, what's happening? And then he pulls out the bolt and the guy's like, oh, yeah, go right ahead. So, gotta be an industry plant. Probably some minor god.
Yeah, I was thinking he'd be a god.
Yeah.
They should have had Idris Elba.
Maybe Idris Elba can be the new Zeus.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
So in the last episode, when Percy figures out that Luke stole it, in the book, Annabeth wasn't there. Like, she didn't listen.
Do you want
to... Go ahead.
Sorry. You're talking. You want to finish that?
Oh, I don't know. I was just wondering, like, what... I forget, like, how... Because he and Luke, like, fought in the book, too, but I don't remember how that whole situation went down.
Yeah. In the book, Percy... it's, like, the last day of the summer, and everybody has to tell Chiron and Dionysus, like, hey... we're staying or we're going and we're coming back next summer kind of thing. So Luke invites Percy to the woods to get some last minute practice in, killing some monsters and whatnot. And then that's where Luke, like, he takes a scorpion, like a really deadly scorpion, and just kind of like puts it on Percy and is like, hey, if you move, scorpion's gonna kill you. And then that's when he reveals his like plan and is like, hey, you should have been in Tartarus. I didn't know you were going to give Grover the shoes. And then I kind of like the way it went in the book, because in the book at the beginning, you know, Percy shows up, Annabeth is nursing him back to health, kind of. And then at the end of the book, you know, Luke runs away and, you know, Percy ends up back in the infirmary and Annabeth is nursing him back to health. So in the book, it's a nice little parallel. But in the show, you really get to see Annabeth's pain when Luke is the, like, kind of announces his villain plan. So.
And to be honest, his villain plan almost starts to make sense. Like,
yeah, like they have bad parents.
Yeah. Like he's stating his case, and of course he's trying to state his case to the one guy who just had a nice experience with his father.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, even Chiron was worried about Percy going home because of the whole plan. Like, he's scared that Percy's gonna turn Luke's side because of everything.
Like, I don't know. I just have to keep reading the books, but in the book, there's like this really sweet moment between Percy and Poseidon where Poseidon's like, I wanted to be with your mother forever. Or the mother, I forget exactly the details, but basically they were like madly in love. It's just Poseidon realized that, you know, he could give Sally everything she ever wanted, but he knew that that's not how she would have wanted to attain that. So the first book makes Poseidon look amazing. I don't understand that. And we get less of that in the TV show, I think. But then Poseidon just kind of falls off in the later books. And I don't know why, bro. He starts so well, I guess, because Percy's doing this good thing to like prevent a war and is a good hero. And then later on, Poseidon is just kind of like, my son needs me. He's good enough. He doesn't need it. And then only helps when it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
So I've got a challenge for us, or a task for us.
Okay.
We need to rewatch the Clash of the Titans movies.
Oh, Clash of the Titans.
And I think at least you have seen them all, Amber, whether you remember them or not. But especially the first one, the original.
Like the old one?
The old one. Because there's so many parallels. Of course, it's all based on the same mythology. But there's so many parallels to the Percy Jackson. Like, even when you said Scorpion, I was like, okay, yeah. There's another thing they took from the from Clash of the Titans. But I enjoyed that growing up. And I think you'll enjoy it because of the mythology stuff. And then the remakes that they did, I thought they were done pretty well.
Because Clash of the Titans follows Perseus, right?
Yes.
Who is a son of Poseidon. And that's like, Percy's name is Perseus. So, like, he's named after that hero.
But instead of trying to stop a war, it's all about stopping some chick from getting destroyed by the Kraken.
Oh.
So something happened. There was some, the gods are upset about something.
Yeah.
And they say you
have,
have,
like always.
You have a couple days to fix this, or else we're going to release the Kraken. But yeah, we'll have to watch those, and then we'll talk about those one episode.
Yeah. I think we have to watch at least closer to when the second season comes out. We'll have to watch Jason and the Argonauts.
Which one? Was that like from a long time ago?
That's one I know.
Okay.
The one from the 60s.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in full. I did a project on it a couple years ago for one of my classics classes. And I skimmed it because I was doing a project on Medea, who is like Jason's girlfriend. But it's all about Jason's quest is very similar to what we'll be seeing next season in Percy Jackson. So that's all I'll say.
What's the name of the second book?
The Sea of Monsters.
Oh, okay. They only had 2 movies, right?
Yes.
Less movies than the Maze Runner series.
Tyson.
But in the movie they like jumped all the way to like book 4 and 5 for some reason. Like, I don't know. I think
didn't they go in the labyrinth?
Did they go in the labyrinth in that one?
I don't know. I thought they did.
I think
maybe halfway through production, they told them, "Hey, there's not going to be any more movies."
There's not going to be a third one. You gotta wrap it up.
We'll shove them all in here.
Get off my roof.
Oh, we can meet Tyson.
I'm so excited for Tyson. You'll just have to wait and see who Tyson is.
I'm waiting.
You can read the book.
One thing I loved while watching the season was just seeing on TikTok all of the like people who are making fake spoilers, like, oh, I can't wait until Annabeth is revealed as the lightning thief. Oh, I can't wait until we meet Percy's twin brother Tyson, who's evil. Like, all these fake things.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's kind of hard to do when you've got a series or a story that the majority of the target audience knows how it's going to end.
Yeah.
Right.
And how do you do that? And I've seen some movies where they completely twist it and they mess it up and they say, well, we did that on purpose because we didn't want it to be like the original story.
Right.
Whether it's a remake
like Game of
or a
Thrones,
reboot.
Didn't they start to like, I don't know.
Well, they just had to start diverging
making new stuff
from, because everybody knew. I mean, the first season and the first book were like word for word the same.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, they had to start, making a new story. But even some reboots, like same movie, same story, you get to the end and you're like, well, is it going to be the same? Or are they going to mess it up a little bit just for the fact of messing it up?
Yeah. I'm a little worried about, I'm getting off topic here, but there's been a lot of news recently about the live action Avatar: The Last Airbender series on Netflix. And a lot of people are, and I can connect this back to Percy Jackson also. A lot of people are complaining that like, hey, like Sokka isn't sexist in the live action. They're like, oh, we're taking away his, sexism. But like that's a part of Sokka. That's a character flaw that he experiences in the show and like gets over. He grows because of that character flaw. So like people are like, oh, are there no more character flaws anymore? Are people not allowed to have flaws anymore? Because like that's a big thing actually in Percy Jackson. Every demigod has a fatal flaw. Like, it is something that will more likely get them killed, like whether it be like pride or loyalty or whatever. Like, it's just something that is wrong with them that, makes them who they are. So I'm a little bit worried about the Avatar series because like, are they making it, too nice? Like, are people not allowed to be mean anymore? Like in the books, Smelly Gabe beat Sally. Like, Percy doesn't know that. Percy realizes that later when like he sees his mom like flinch, and I'm like, oh, Smelly Gabe is just an a-hole in this show. Like,
they Disneyfied him.
Yeah, like people are complaining that the show is Disneyfying the thing, and I'm like, yeah, but it's a kid's book, but it's a kid's book that talks about, dangers of I don't know,
spousal abuse.
So like that's why in the books he gets stoned, like Medusa stoned. But like you guys saw that, right?
Yeah,
The
that's
after
good.
credit scene.
The after credit scene.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, like that's one thing that the movie got right. Smelly Gabe was an awful person in the movie. So, is Disney gonna make people less bad? I don't know. But we'll know more when we get more information about season 2. Hopefully it's coming.
Yeah, I think it's deserving.
Yeah.
I agree.
We'll be waiting, Disney.
All right, Family Geekery has decided there will be a season 2.
If we have to bankroll it ourselves, we will.
Thank you, Korea.
Well, I wasn't. No, we can coordinate one of those ballots
We'll
or
make a
something.
group me. We can make a group me.
play.
Yeah, we can get like a, what do they call that thing when you have a bunch of people sign it?
Petition.
We can do that. If I read more books, I'd know these big words with 3 syllables in them. Well, cool. We finally got through the Percy Jackson VP. You know, I had to say it in there at one point.
Oh my gosh.
The Percy
That's a true Jackson VP reference for those of you who didn't watch Nickelodeon in 2008.
The Percy Jackson episode. And we touched upon the movie, the books, the TV show,
the myths,
and the awesome movie that Rick Riordan stole everything from, Clash of the Titans.
Now we just need a comic.
Because these aren't myths that have been thousands of years old.
Oh, that's part of the Geeky Week I forgot to mention.
What?
I bought a comic that we might have to talk about at some point.
Ooh.
It's called Marvel Meow.
What?
It's all about cats.
Oh,
perfect.
Fantastic.
In the Marvel Unlimited app, they have exclusive comics that are called Infinity Comics.
Okay.
Wait, Infinity? I think that's what they're called. Has nothing to do with Disney Infinity, unfortunately.
Aw.
Dang.
But they're vertical palette, vertical paneled comics that you scroll down the page and read. So they have several like exclusive comics based on that, and I guess one of them was popular enough that they made it to print form, and that was Marvel Meow.
Nice.
Stories of superheroes with their cats.
Oh.
So we'll have to do an episode on that someday. But yeah, we got through the episode. Good show. Good stuff. And now we just have to wait and wait. That's the hard part. Waiting is the hard part.
Yeah.
But I'm sure we'll have something else to watch / read / play while we're waiting.
Yep.
Yes.
There's always stuff out there.
Always. In fact, I just bought 2 new books today, so. Oof.
Overachiever.
I
Weird
just need
flex.
to read them.
All right, well, that's going to wrap up this episode. We thank you as always for listening. Go ahead and check out that YouTube channel. Check out our socials. See what people are talking about.
Go see that device that's not the DS or the Switch that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, that was a little teaser.
Yeah, look at that. It's weird.
You get to listen to it. Now you get to see it. Watch the video. Click like on it if you do. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. But yeah, thanks for listening. Be with us next week when we talk about something different.
Yes.
And until next time, peace out and geek out. Thank you for listening to the Family Geekery podcast. For more information, visit www.familygeekery.com. Don't forget to subscribe at your favorite podcast provider. And until next time, peace out and geek out.